Hey everyone, this is Daniel, and in today's video, we're going to look at the Upvote feature in Yammer. Now this feature was released in March of 2022, so it's been about 3 months, but it is one of those features which was most asked by the community. Therefore, in this video, I'll actually walk you through what this feature is, how to go use it, and we'll even look at 2 scenarios. But first, here's my intro video. So let's get started. Now here is the article that was posted on the Microsoft TechNet community about the Upvote answers in Yammer. And by the way, I've taken this link and posted it in the description below, so you can always take a look at it. Plus there's a really good video which gives you an introduction about that. But as you can see, this was posted on March 17th of 2022. So it's been about 3 months and it's definitely been out there and tested, which is why I'm making this video for you. Now, let's go and take a look at what it looks like in Yammer, and I already have a finished scenario. So we'll go take a look at how that works. We'll even look at it from a mobile app, and then after that, we'll go ahead and actually build one from scratch so you see how that upvoting functionality works. So here in my Yammer, I'm actually coming into a community called What's on Your Mind today. And I click on the What's on Your Mind, and there it is. By the way, I've also logged in as Adele. Adele is the owner of this community, the community owner. And over here, Adele had actually gone ahead and posted a question. That's a very important thing that you need to be aware of, because the upvote answer is only available for the question feature. Which makes sense, right? Because you don't want to have a discussion and have voting functionality over there. What you want to do is actually post a question and see what are the type of responses do you get to that. So as an example, right over here, Adele came and said, hey, what do you think about doing the monthly event outdoors this week? Monthly event could be, collaborate all the birthdays of that month or any other events that it has a month. Maybe some companies do a monthly barbecue event. That's what Adele means by this monthly event. Now, she went and posted this. So basically anybody who is part of this community has access to go ahead and answer them. And as you can see, there's quite a few of them. There's 19 people who have access to this. And as you can click on it, you can see Adele is the admin of this community. So 19 people have access to go ahead and now put in some questions and answers over here. And right off the bat, you can see that there's a person named Diego. Diego is a member of this community, and Diego actually went ahead and made a really good suggestion. Diego said, how about a hybrid? Consider having a large attendance during the entire summertime. Some may be inside, some may be outside. So Diego actually gave a really good feedback for this question. And what happened was there were also a few other responses that were done. So when I'm coming over here, see, click on more answers. It's important for you to note where you are able to do the upvote, because as you can see, all in all, the 4 big answers, those are the ones that you can actually go ahead and do voting. However, for each of these answers, there were also some reply features. So as you can see, for this one scenario, there were a few other people who really liked the comment that Diego put, the suggestion that Diego put. Over here, when you reply to an existing comment, in that place, you cannot go and vote on it. And you can write, see, this was a comment that was made. Comment has the voting functionality. However, a reply to that existing comment, that doesn't have the ability to go and vote. And that just makes sense, right? Because when a question is posted, you want the only ability to have the comments to it. However, you want to give the users the additional ability to also reply to a comment, but not to make it too confusing. Only the comments have the place to go and vote on that. Now, in order for you to vote, this is how you see. You will actually see an arrow pointing upward. And that means that, the moment you see that arrow, say, there is a vote functionality available over there. And as I hover my mouse on that, you see the functionality called vote. Now, what neat thing has happened is when this originally discussion started, it's quite possible that, Diego might have been way on the bottom. Alan could have been the first one to go ahead and post an update, or Alex could have been the first one. Either way, somebody has updated first. But Diego is now on the top because Diego was the one who had the most number of votes. And we can see that over here. You see Diego's comments had 4 upvotes over there. Basically, 4 people went ahead and voted. While in Alan's, there were only 2. In Alex, there was 1. And therefore, as you can see, it's in a descending order. Top number of votes always go up, and then all of them follow it down. Another neat thing is as I hover my mouse over it, you can actually see who are the votes. It actually tells you, hey, votes are from, gives you the total number account for, and it gives you the names of all of those votes. So I'm really good that it's able to capture all that information of who voted. Same things in the below as well. Right over here, when I hover over that, you can see the votes are coming from. There was already a count of 2, but now there's also the names over there, and so on and so forth. So this is basically how it works and how it looks like from a desktop standpoint. Let me also show you how this exact thing looks from a mobile standpoint. Now, as you can see, this is the exact same community I just showed you from the desktop, and this is the exact same post that Adele had gone and posted, but it does look a little bit different. So for example, over here, as you can see, that there is right off the bat, I can only see Diego's first post. But over here, you can actually see how many votes Diego got. So right over there. So if I want now in the bottom and I see that as text which says 8 more answers, I can go and click on it, and now it goes and gives me an entire view of what all is going on. And from here on, it looks exactly the same. I was able to see the post that Diego put. I'm able to see the upvote over here. I'm able to see the number of votes. You can also go and see if you like it, so on and so forth. You're able to actually go and see all of these. By the way, this is the like function. As you can see, I've already gone and done that. And it all works exactly the same way. It all just looks a little different because it's in a collapsed mobile look over there. But the overall functionality, even from the mobile standpoint, is the exact same. You are able to go and leverage the exact features which is available in the desktop, also in the mobile app. So now that you've seen it from both angles, let's now go ahead and work on another scenario and build this conversation. All right, so I am in my connections, CEO connections, and I've also signed in as Megan over here. Now, Megan is in charge of the monthly town hall meeting that is run by the CEOs, the executive members of the company. And towards the end of the call, the CEOs already do a ask me anything type of a conversation. And so Megan's responsibility is to go ahead and grab all of those questions that are asked ahead of time so that the executive committee can actually go and answer. Yammer is a great place to go and do that because you can have a conversation and everybody who has access to this community can post those questions ahead of the time, which means that the CEO executive team can go ahead and answer that in their AMA. So what Megan is going to come over here and she's going to go ahead and post this one question. So let's see, I already got the text ready over here. The question that she's going to ask is first, click on the question because you got to make sure it's a question. And then over here, we're going to just go and paste it. The question which says that in the upcoming town hall meeting, the leaders will do a ask me anything, which is the AMA at the end of the at the end of the session. So hence, if you have any questions, these are the place that you want to go and post it. And then the top 5 votes will be the one that are selected, which is the top 5 on the votes over there will be then selected. So you can see the enhancement that Yammer provides because not only can you come to this community and ask the questions, but right off the bat, you can get voting. So this is a great place for not just the ask me anything for an executive committee, but for any other scenarios like the one we just talked about, is to go ahead and get the votes ahead of the time, either for a situation or for an upcoming event. Those are basically the 2 scenarios that I was talking about. So right now, Megan looks like she's got a good question posted over there, and now she's going to go and click on ask. So the question is available, and if anybody who has access to this community will be easily able to go and see this question. So we're going to go through a few scenarios now. Different people are going to sign in and they're going to go ahead and now react to this question over there. And that way you're able to see the full flexibility. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to now sign in as somebody named Alex, and we'll see how Alex reacts to that. So Alex has gone ahead and signed in just to confirm. Yep, there's Alex Wilbur over here. Now Alex goes ahead and sees this nice question post which is put by Megan. So the first thing by reaction Alex does is he'll just come in and go ahead and click on like because this is a good question. Now Alex is going to actually go ahead and ask a question. The Alex is going to ask is, hey, he's thinking in his mind is that this is actually a good place for me to go ahead and ask a question about return to office. So he says, how about a discussion on return to office, aka RTO, right? And puts a question mark over here. Goes ahead and makes it post. Now, moment this is posted, Alex, even though Alex posted it, he himself also has the option to go ahead and vote their own section up. Now, I'll give a little tidbit over here. If I were Alex, I wouldn't do this right away because if I really wanted my question to get an upvote, I would wait to see what other questions have come in and how many votes they have. Because at the end of the day, a user has only one vote. And that's an important point to also make is that in this upvote functionality, each user can only vote once. And so Alex's vote is very important, which means that he wants to wait and use it at the exact opportune time. So that's why Alex is going to wait for a while and see, hey, is there another question which are coming in and am I like almost right there or similar or parallel to the number of votes? Because that is when my vote will make a huge difference. So Alex liked it, went ahead and put a comment, and now is going to go ahead and wait over here. So we'll go ahead and now log in as a few other people and let's just see how they react over there. So the next person I'm going to go is let's get Christy in, and Christy will go ahead and either react or something. Let's see what Christy does. So here we can confirm that it is Christy. Christy is the one who's gone and signed in. And as Christy comes in, she is able to access the CEO connection. definitely catches her interest because this is a really good question. However, after she's going in and reading the existing answers that's already put in, she really likes the one that Alex has done. So what Christy is going to do is she's not going to put in her own answer, but she wants to at least do a few things. First is she likes the question which was put by Megan, so she's going to put a like to that. Next, she also likes what Alex put in, so you want to definitely put a like to that. Also put in a good comment to Alex. Now I'll give you a little tip over here. When you go ahead and put a reply to an existing comment, the person whose name started on the comment, for example, Alex was the one who actually went and posted that answer. Christy is the one who's going to go and reply to Alex's. So when she hits on reply, that person's name already shows up over here. However, you can always take your cursor all the way to the front as well. And in that case, that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to say hi. And then I come to hi, Alex. And then after that, I put in a comma. I say, I really like this question, right? And am definitely going to vote for it. So she likes that, goes and hits the reply, and she goes ahead and hits the vote. So now a couple of important things happen. This Alex, when he went and gave an answer, his answer had the vote functionality. Christy just went ahead and replied to the existing answer that Alex put. So notice that Christy's reply doesn't have the vote functionality. And that's a very critical and a crucial thing that you need to be aware of, is that replies to answers do not have the vote functionality. Only answers to the original question has the vote functionality. And so we are right now at a good point because we've got ahead one vote. Alex went and put in a comment, which was great. Christy went ahead and got in a voting up for that, and she also replied over there. Now remember, Alex still has the opportunity to use his own vote because his vote hasn't counted yet. Well, right now, let's go and see next, like Diego is going to come in. Diego is going to do his daily check of the community. Let's see what Diego does. So we've signed in as Diego. As you can see, you can confirm that. Now Diego, as was doing his basically daily scan, comes over here to the CEO connection, and there is able to see that. Oh, by the way, did you see this little pop-up? That is something that you might see as well. It's actually telling you that, hey, this was actually a question type update that was added, and you do have the functionality to vote on that. I really like this pop-up message, which only comes once, by the way, because now if I go and click on OK, if the next time Diego comes, he won't actually see that. So it's a good one-time, hey, FYI type of a message. All right, so let's see what Diego does. Now, Diego is coming over there. He sees everything that's going on. Obviously, Diego loves Megan's question, which is going to be asked. So obviously, Diego's going to say yes. So overall, a count of the likes is kept over here. That's a completely separate thing. But nonetheless, I want to show you that it's actually keeping that count over here. However, Diego likes this question a lot, but he wants to ask another question. So here's the question that Diego puts in. The answer that Diego puts in. Okay, we're going to go and put a paste over here because it's already there, and says that interested to hear what the CEO's perspective of a semi-annual raise or promotions is all about. Goes ahead and gives a post. Now this is a separate answer, which means Diego also has the functionality to go ahead and basically his answer can be voted. Now Diego is going to go and say, you know what, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go and vote mine right now. So as you can see, Alex and Diego are kind of on the equal front over there. Both of them have all of that. And so that's done with Diego. Now what we're going to do is go and answer a few other scenarios. So let's actually go and see what Lydia has to do. Lydia is going to come in over here and we'll see how Lydia reacts to that. So one of the things I want to point out is that as we've signed in as Lydia, in her home feed section, it is already telling that, hey, there was an important post that was made by Megan, and it's already putting her in her home feed. Why? Because Lydia is also part of the CEO connection. So anyway, I'll still go and click on my CEO connection over here because we can go and see the question that Megan has already posted. She's able to see everything else. See all the count is putting in. She also goes and clicks on the likes. We're all good over there. Now, Lydia is not interested in any of these other questions that have already been asked by Alex or Diego. Lydia actually has her own question. So she's actually going to go and put it over here. Her response is going to be right over there. Will CEOs pay for my travel to the work now that I have an RTO, which is returned back to the office? So she goes and posts her question, goes and puts as a 1 over there. And now there is actually some competition going on. All of them have 1 over there. So what's going to happen is now let's go and see a few other scenarios of how people are dealing with this. Another employee named Lee has come in again to the Yammer, goes ahead and sees, oh, right at the home feed, there is a post which has been put in by Megan about questions for the next CEO meetings. Only able to see 2 of them because we're in the main feed. If we go to the CEO connections, right over here, we might be able to see more. Let me go and click on that one again. And right now we can go and expand because Leo wants to see, he's like, well, which are the ones that are already put over there? Scans through all of them. You know what? I really like Diego's question over there. So I'm actually going to go and like it. And I'm going to go and do an upvote. So right now, as we see, even though Diego has 2, it still stays that way. But if I were to go say click outside and come back in over here, you will immediately notice that Diego's went up. So it does take a while for it to refresh. But if you notice, higher the number of votes, it will always be on the top list over there. So that ascending, descending app is completely based on the number of votes that you have over there, right? Now, Alex Welber, remember one of the persons who already went ahead and added one, the same Alex who actually did not put a vote, he has started to get some notifications over here. So we've signed in as Alex right there. So he signed in as Alex, and Alex started getting some notifications. So just out of curiosity, he went back to the CEO connection place and wants to get a good brief out of it. Say, oh, wait, Diego is already started getting some votes and he's got 2 votes. This is the time that Alex can truly use his vote. So Alex comes in over there, and now Alex and Diego are over there together. Both of them have really tunes. At least Alex knows for sure that right now his question will also get selected over there. Now, in the middle of all this, there was also a user named Pradeep. Pradeep actually is first time entering Yammer, which is why he's even getting this whole new experience over here. It's basically saying, hey, welcome to the new Yammer. It gives you some information about it, that this is the places you can go to get the full effect. And then after that, Pradeep is also starting to get some notifications. So he's actually going to go straight into the CEO page. In fact, he doesn't have to. On the home feed, the activity which has gotten the most activity, or the feed that's got the most activity, is right on the top. And as you can see, Megan's CEO connection is right on the top because it's got the most activity. So now Pradeep is actually going and doing some reading up over here. So, okay, all of this is looking good. I actually don't have anything else to add. What I'm going to do is, I still like Diego's question a lot because it's talking about both the semi-annual and the raises. So now Pradeep is actually going to go ahead and do that. It's going to like it and basically also likes the entire comment altogether. So this is the only input that Pradeep is actually going to go and do. And as you can see that now Diego has got to bump up again. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and now just click somewhere outside. We'll come back inside again over here. And as you will see that, yep, Diego is now bumped up to the top over there. So we at least know that Diego has got it. And if they're going to, the CEO exec team are going to use the top 2, then Alex has also got it. And this is the overall experience that has happened with all of these questions and the answers and the voting piece of it. So now we'll just go ahead and end this scenario by Megan, who's going to go and log in again and close this conversation. All right, so Megan is now back in. She's the one who signed in over here, is able to go into the home feed. And for Megan, other feeds are showing up over here, which is fine. I'm going to go in the COE connection. In the COE connection, Megan is able to go and see all the activity that's happened. She really likes the fact that Diego has actually got the top one over here. And so Alex is not that far behind. So all in all, Megan likes the feedback that she's got. So what she can do is, for her question post, she can actually come to this ellipsis over here, click on that and say, I want to go and close this question. So I'll go and now close the question, and it's giving her a confirmation, a double check that, hey, like a whole trust but verify thing is that you are closing this conversation. Please post a final comment to tell the participants who are going to close. And that's a really good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to X out of this, and then Megan can actually put a comment. Thanks for the feedback. I will close this question. All right, she'll go and click on post. Now remember, it is an answer, so technically you could vote for hers as well. However, what she's going to do is now come over here, and now she'll go ahead and close the question. It's telling you the same FYI, which you're fine. We'll go and now click on continue. And now you will notice that you don't have the option to go ahead and add another answer. This conversation is closed. And so keep in mind is that even though this is a question and answer, you still have the same flexibility to go ahead and close the conversation. However, now, even though you're here, somebody can still go ahead and do all the likes, can go ahead and do all the other likes. They can still come in and go ahead and do all the other voting as well. See, we went and closed the conversation. However, the voting functionality didn't really stop. What you can do is you can come over here and now can say, mark that as the best answer. That can be done. That's a really good functionality over there. And since Megan has the access to do it, she went and did that. So this is all great functionality. As a final look, let's just see what it looks like from Alex's perspective. Because remember, Megan started this conversation. She is the owner of this community. We just want to take a look at what it looks like from somebody else's perspective. So we are back in over here as Alex. Alex can go back to now the CEO connections. And over here is able to see all of this. Immediately right off the bat, even Alex went in and got some more of these alerts, which is really nice. I just like the way this whole trust but verify. Now here is what Alex is seeing. Alex went and say, okay, so I see what's happening. Diego got the most number of votes, which is fine, all right? May the best person win. Now Diego's name was also classified as the best answer. Like, okay, that's fine. But remember now, Alex doesn't have that functionality to actually vote for the best answer. Alex also doesn't have the functionality to go and close the conversation. Megan had all of that access. But all in all, Alex still sees a lot. Alex is able to see how many people have seen this. Alex is able to see how many people like it. Alex is also able to go and see all those conversations that's happening. So even as a user who is part, I mean, granted the user has to have access to the community, user also is able to see a lot of this information over here. And this is how the whole process of questionnaire or the questions with the upvote functionality works right inside in Yammer. So hope you enjoyed this video as I did a full walkthrough on this new upvote functionality, and hopefully the two scenarios that I do really give you a good understanding on how the upvoting feature works, how those answers are able to go up and down based on the number of votes, and then how you can actually close the conversation as well. Remember, a reply is different from an answer. You can vote on an answer, you cannot vote on a reply. And as always, keep using Yammer. Hey everyone, hopefully you found this video useful. And if you did, can you help me help you? Can you subscribe to this YouTube channel? Because remember, I provide fresh content on a weekly basis and it's 100% free. So if you have subscribed, thank you so much and pass the word. But if you haven't, subscribe, click on the bell notification and let the learning begin.